Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Ever been stuck in a never-ending conversation? You want to leave but you don't want to seem rude. Don't worry, I've got you covered. In today's video, I'll teach you without offending anyone. Let's dive in. Sometimes you just gotta make a graceful exit. Whether you're at a party, a meeting, or just a casual get-together, there are moments when you need to leave without causing a scene. That's where a well-placed, polite excuse comes in handy. It's an art form really, and mastering it can save you from awkward situations. One of my favorites is the classic, "I need to grab another coffee before my next meeting." It's simple, believable, and gives you a clear exit strategy. It works like a charm, especially if you're at a conference or networking event. People understand the need for caffeine and won't question it. Another go-to is, "I have to make a quick call. It was lovely chatting with you." This one is great because it's polite and leaves the door open for future conversations. The key is to deliver these lines with a genuine smile and a warm tone. People can tell if you're being sincere, so make sure your body language matches your words. And hey, if you're feeling really bold, you can even combine a polite excuse with a little white lie. Just be careful not to overdo it. Try something like, "Oh, there's my friend, I promised I'd say hi." It's a harmless way to exit and gives you a reason to leave the conversation. The bottom line is, a polite excuse is like a get-out-of-jail-free card in the world of conversations. It allows you to leave gracefully and without offending anyone. Use it wisely, my friends. Remember, the goal is to exit gracefully, not to deceive. Let's move on to the next tip. Summarizing is a fantastic way to signal that you've been paying attention and you're ready to move on. It's like saying, "Alright, we've covered a lot of ground here, time to switch gears." Here's how it works. As the conversation starts to wind down, find a natural pause and jump in with a quick recap. "I really enjoyed hearing about your new project. It sounds so exciting, and I can't wait to hear more about it." Summarizing makes you look like an amazing listener and leaves them with a positive feeling about the interaction. So, the next time you're ready to wrap things up, channel your inner journalist and give a quick summary of the conversation. This next tip is for those times when you actually want to talk to the person again. Just not right now. Maybe you're in a rush, or perhaps the timing just isn't right. Whatever the reason, you need a strategy. Enter the art of the follow-up. It's a subtle yet powerful tool in your social toolkit. This is where you plant the seed for a future conversation, giving you a graceful way to exit the current one. It's all about leaving a positive impression and setting the stage for the next interaction. Here's your go-to phrase. "This has been great, but I've really got to run. Let's continue this conversation later. How does next week look for you?" It's a win-win. You show interest while also respecting your own time. Now I know what you're thinking, what if I don't actually want to talk to them again? It's a valid concern and it happens more often than you might think. Well, in that case, you can always be a little more vague with your follow-up. The key is to remain polite and non-committal. Try something like, "It was so nice bumping into you. Let's try to grab coffee sometime." This way, you leave the door open without making any firm plans. Remember, the key to a successful follow-up is to be sincere. Authenticity goes a long way in building genuine connections. If you genuinely want to chat again, make it clear. People appreciate honesty and straightforwardness. And if not, well, there's no harm in a little social white lie now and then. Just make sure it's done with kindness and respect. You know how sometimes you can tell just by looking at someone that they're ready to leave a conversation? It's almost like an unspoken language that we all understand. Their eyes might start to wander, or they might shift their weight from one foot to the other. Well, you can use your own body language to send subtle signals that you're ready to wrap things up. It's a gentle way to guide the conversation to a close without having to say a word. One of the easiest ways to signal your departure is to make eye contact with the person and give them a warm smile. This simple gesture shows that you're still engaged, but it also sets the stage for a natural pause in the conversation. This pause is crucial because it gives both of you a moment to reflect and consider the next steps. It's like a silent agreement that the conversation is nearing its end. While you're smiling, you can casually glance at your watch or your phone. This action subtly indicates that you have other commitments or places to be, without being rude or abrupt. Another subtle cue is to shift your body language. If you've been leaning in and making eye contact throughout the conversation, try subtly angling your body away from the person. This small change can signal that you're ready to move on. It's a non-verbal way of saying that the conversation has been great, but it's time to wrap things up. You can also start gathering your belongings like your purse or jacket, as a way of signaling that you're preparing to leave. This action is a clear indicator that you're getting ready to go, and it gives the other person a chance to do the same. And finally, if all else fails, there's always the classic stand up and smile move. As you're saying your goodbyes, slowly rise from your seat and maintain eye contact with the person. This will naturally create a sense of closure and encourage them to do the same. This final gesture is a polite and effective way to end the conversation on a positive note. It leaves the other person with a good impression and makes the transition smooth and effortless. So next time you find yourself needing to gracefully exit a conversation, remember these tips. Let your body do the talking, and you'll leave every interaction on a high note. And there you have it, simple ways to end a conversation politely. Remember, it's all about being respectful, kind, and clear. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more communication hacks. See you in the next video.